Hello and welcome. This is Ruth Hamilton, and as you can see I've got a brand new kit from Tonic here. This one is called Sweetheart Bouquet, and if you're still counting, it is number 51. So here is the lovely box that it comes in, and now we'll have a little look at what all's inside. So first of all, we've got our papers, the Nuvo products, the folder with the little stamps and dies inside, and a binder for everyone who's been asking when they're getting their next new binder. So we'll set that aside, but you know that this holds the little folders that have the dies and stamps inside. So we'll set that over, and I'll open this first because I know everybody loves to see what the dies are like. I've gone ahead and taken the packaging off just so that I can get them out more easily and you don't have to suffer the glare, but we'll look at them in more detail in a few minutes anyhow. So what have we got? I've just set them on top of the folder so that we can have a closer look, and you can see already there's a beautiful scalloped rectangle die there, and then these fit inside, and there's an aperture there. It hasn't actually got a cut edge on either of those, so you would need to cut this out. I'm presuming that this one fits inside, and that could be very interesting because obviously then you can cut out this and set it in, or you can just leave it the way it is, or you can actually make an aperture and then in either of them and set something in behind. Beautiful roses there and a lovely lattice effect with climbing flowers or whatever on this one, and I'm not actually sure what that says just yet, but I'll see it as soon as I cut that out. Now we'll have a look at the stamps. So we've got "Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. You are missing you, always in my thoughts. Best wishes, just to say, very special, someone and friend," and then some really, really beautiful little flowers. I always love these tiny little ones that you can add on as little extra detail to a card, and they're very easily coloured, but they just add so much. So there you are, that's the stamps. And then we'll have a little look at what's inside this folder. The colours are absolutely stunning this month. I've got my list in front of me so that I can read out the colours and I'll not get them wrong. Hopefully I'll be able to see that. So what have we got? First of all, there is Ivory White Craft Perfect Texture Weave, and this is Bubblegum Pink Texture Weave, and one more texture weave that is Sugared Lilac. Those are absolutely beautiful. See the three of those together there, isn't that lovely? Then we have this beautiful mirror card, and that is Soft Amethyst. There is Blue Frost Pearlescent card. You see the sheen off that one? Then we have Pink Champagne Speciality Paper, the lovely embossed pattern on it there, and one of my all-time favourites in the speciality card, that is Miami Mint, and hopefully you can see the beautiful texture and pattern on that one. And then we have some Sugar Crystal Glitter card, that lovely glitter, and then we have two new A4 papers. So actually it's one patterned paper, but it's double-sided, so you've got the option of using both of one or two different ones there. So they look absolutely beautiful, really lovely sweet pastel-y colours, and I look forward to using those with those dies, see what we can come up with. But right now I'm going to show you what's in this little packet of Craft Perfect and Nuvo goodness. I've taken all the packages off that too, just so that we can get a better look. But first of all, I know you're always very excited when you get an extra paper pad. So this one is some gorgeous silvers in there. There's a foiled craft card, glitter, pearlescent, and a mirror card. And those are absolutely beautiful. That one's called Silver Service. 24 sheets of 6x6 mixed card pack, that is. So next on my list is expanding mousse. We've got two mousses actually this time. I'll just set these up. 2 mousses, so one is an expanding mousse and one is a crackle mousse. And I'm just checking my list. Misted Mauve, that's the expanding mousse, and the crackle mousse is Water Nymph. And you can see the beautiful colours there. That's that. Then we have a mini embossing powder, and this one is Classic Silver. We have got Vintage Drops, and these are called Peppermint Candy. Then we have a Mica Mist pen, and this one is called Mini Mica Mist Pink Carnation. All these colours are really beautiful together. Last but not least, because I really loved this, I hope you can see the shapes in there, but those are absolutely beautiful. Lilac Bloom Pure Sheen Confetti. Now, there's so much that we could do with that, all those papers and all those beautiful products together, so I will set everything aside and pick out what I want to make first, and I'll be back in just a minute or two and show you what we've come up with. I've got all the bits and pieces cut out now, and you can see I've gone ahead and added a piece of 11 centimeters by 17 on top of the actual card, so I've used a 5 by 7 card. And then I have used the outer edge die with the scalloped edge on it, and this little verso die, and I've used both of these together on the sugar crystal glitter card, and that has given me this lovely shape. Once I have cut, well, I'll show you it on here first of all. When I cut it out with those 2 dies, it left this part intact, and then I put this little die into the centre and took that piece out. I'm not actually going to use that piece on this card, but I can use that for another card. And then I went ahead and I thought this was really lovely, and it looked really nice in behind that. It's really glaring on that card on the camera there, but it looks really, really beautiful. But it's a piece of card that I've cut to 10 centimeters by 13 1/4, and I'm going to glue that on top there. And then I am going to add this little bit of ribbon. This is the double-sided 3mm ribbon, just around there before I attach that down, so that I can tuck the sides of it in and it's nice and neat. And then I'll tie a little bow or a little knot or whatever on one side of it. So I'm just explaining this as I go along. Anyhow, the next part is what I think makes this just slightly different. You could leave the card like that and add whatever you like into it, but I wanted to go ahead and make something for in here, so I'll attach this all first of all and then come back and explain the next little bit. Now for the next little piece, I have taken this little die here. I'll just show you it on the back of the card. So I've taken a little piece of card, that's the one I cut it out of there, and it's actually just, I'll show you it on here to see what I mean. You set the die on where the fold is, and if you can just see there where the cutting edge is just above the fold, that's exactly what I did on the double piece of card here, and it cut this out. This edge was just above the fold, and whenever I cut that out, it left me with a little mini card like this. So I've gone ahead and stamped inside that. I'm going to add that in there, and it fits just beautifully back into where I die cut this piece out, and that makes a lovely little extra addition on the front of the card. I'll just put that on first of all before I go any further. And then I have taken a piece of the matching card from here, and I've cut it to 5.5 centimeters by 5, and I'm going to glue that on top of there. And there we are. That's really beautiful holographic card there, and that gives a really lovely detail to that. Now what I've also done is I've cut another one of these out. I was going to use different pieces of it for different things, but I just fussy cut and clipped a little rose out of there. I'm going to glue that on there. Isn't that really nice? Because it just matches this. It's exactly the same thing, only it's in white card. I just hope you can see that well. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and glue that on, and as you can see then we've got the best wishes inside. I'm going to tie a little knot on here, or a little bow, and then I'll come back in with the vintage drops and add some detail onto the card there with that. For my next card, I've gone ahead and layered the front up in the same way as I did the other one, except there's a bit of bubblegum pink card in behind there. And then I have die cut this shape in the sugar crystal glitter card. I have die cut the two of these together, that's this one and this one, so this is a different pattern this time, in the bubblegum pink again. And I've also taken the aperture out, but I've glued the one on top of the other and taken the aperture out of the two of them together. So that has given me then two pieces. I would have the sugar crystal, and I've got the other piece here as well that would be on the back. So those both came out whenever I die cut this, because they were glued together first of all. And I'm going to put this on here, but not just yet, because I'm going to make a little shaker with it. So what I've done then is I've got a little piece of acetate, which I have cut to 8 centimeters by 8. I'm going to attach this on here with high-tack tape, and then I'm going to put the large foam pads the whole way around here, and I'll add smaller ones on here right around this, so that whenever I add in these lovely lilac bloom confetti pieces, that they won't come out all over the rest of the card. They'll be confined to the area that I put the little small 3D foam pads in here, and then I'll go ahead and explain the rest of it. I've taken all the backing tape off there because I find it much easier to put these in after that, because sometimes when you're taking them off and the sequins or confetti is already in, while you peel them off, then you can sort of get some of it jumping out and attaching itself and sticking on there, and that's not what you want. So, and you'll notice as well, I'm sure you know this, but I'll just remind you, all of these have got to be really tight around the aperture where you're going to see the confetti through. You don't want any of that sort of coming out and going down in here, or else you'll lose it all out of the card. So I've gone ahead and done that. The other thing is I've cut a piece of sugar crystal glitter card, and I am going to attach that on the back here. This is 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters as well. You could actually put the card on like this or whatever, but the chances are of you getting that actually very straight and in the right place are next to nil, I would think. And obviously, even if you cut a piece of this pattern and get it on here, it may not exactly coordinate with this one, and the pattern would just look that little bit odd. So I thought it's better just to put this sugar crystal card in. It's really glittery, it's beautiful, it matches well with this, and also this confetti is just so gorgeous that it will be lovely beside that. So I'm going now to put the confetti in, attach this on to the back of this, and then go ahead and glue that to the card. Isn't that nice? So now I have gone ahead with the little stamp set and I have taken out thank you. I've stamped it onto white card and then I have die cut a little piece of the lilac card and layered those on top of each other. Now the reason why I have used the lilac is to match in with the confetti here, and that brings the whole thing together. I love that confetti. It's looks like tiny little flowers. Do you see that? Anyway, there we are. So I am going to just glue that on top there, and that's another lovely little card made. Now I have looked through the die set there again and the stamps and all the Nuvo products and the Craft Perfect. There's so much more that you could use to make lots and lots of different cards in there. I've really only scratched the surface, but I think I've made, well, I like the cards. I think I've made 2 nice cards with that, and I hope you like them too. I'm just showing you here before I go that one of the pieces that came out of there just fits beautifully if you want to use the other die, and it says thinking of you, and you could use that on a different card, layer those up and add them onto something else, or even, you know, keep it in the card and use it this way without the thank you and without the shaker. You don't think you really want to put a shaker card on when you're saying thank you, or sorry, thinking of you. But anyhow, it's just another little thought. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'd love you to do that too, and come back and visit again sometime, and I'll be back very soon. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll have all my affiliate links to these products down below in the description, and as you know, that doesn't cost you any more, but I do get a little commission from it. So I do appreciate everyone who buys from those already, and thank you very, very much. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.